Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about the no contact rule explained. So I want to discuss the no contact rule here and my personal philosophy on it and how I think it should be implemented, because there's a lot of breakup coaches here online who have different methods of doing this. So I want to go into what my method is, and obviously I think my method is the superior one. But I'm sure a lot of coaches have the same kind of philosophy as me. But you hear a lot of different things like, oh yeah, there's a certain amount of months, certain amount of days that you need to apply no contact, and then you can message your ex and break no contact. But for me, my personal philosophy is that no contact is forever. If someone doesn't want to be with you anymore, okay, it should be their idea to come back. It should be them contacting you. It should be them chasing you. If it was, because basically it's all down to them, right? The ball is in their court. If they broke up with you, okay, then obviously for whatever reason they feel like they don't want to be with you anymore. Now you can't change their emotions. They have to change their emotions. So the best way that you can facilitate them changing their emotions is to give them space and to let them miss you. Okay? And if they still love you and care about you, what will happen is they'll come back. And if they don't, they just won't. But as you can see, they need to sit with their emotions and know how they really feel about you. And it's very difficult to find out what someone means to us when they're constantly in our DMs. It's always better to have that space so you can think and stew about it. Okay, so you are not doing anything. You're never going to contact him again. It has to be from their side. If it was their idea to go, it has to be their idea to come back. Okay. So the best way you can facilitate that, like I said, is to do no contact and to do it forever. Okay. You are waiting. The ball will always be in their court. Okay. And that's kind of like the idea that you have to have, right? Because the cool thing about no contact is that it reveals over time exactly how someone feels about you. Because if your ex loves you and cares about you, then basically what's going to happen is that they will reach out to you and they'll talk to you again, because they will start to miss you. Once they sense and see that you're not chasing them anymore and you're not talking to them anymore. So if they fear losing you, right, they'll reach out to you. But if they don't have any feelings for you anymore, and they don't love you, they don't care about you, they don't give a crap, basically, you'll just never hear from them ever, ever, ever again. Yeah? So, no contact is cool because it reveals in time exactly how someone feels about you. Okay? But there's also other things that the no contact rule does, and one of those things is that it gives you your self-respect back. Because let's say after the breakup, you begged, pleaded, chased, did a lot of things that a lot of people do that they think is the right thing, try to fight for the relationship. But basically what that does is this, so let's say this is the person that did the dumping, right? And is the person that got dumped. If you're chasing after someone, that makes them look like the attractive being, right? The one that's more attractive and sought after, because you're the one that's chasing them and wanting them, right? And basically you're down here and you look like the beggar, the pauper, and the unattractive one. They're the desired one, you're the undesired one because you're the one that's been dumped and now you're the one that's chasing them, okay? So when you're doing something like that, you lose self-esteem and respect in yourself because you're chasing after someone that doesn't want you, okay? So when you do a no contact then, and you vow to yourself that you're never going to contact your ex ever again, yeah, basically what this does is it at least levels the playing field. Or what can happen is if your ex still loves and cares about you over time, when they realize that you're no longer chasing them, it not only levels the playing field, but it actually makes you look more attractive, because what will happen if they still love and care about you is they will start chasing you. They will start to become the beggar, the one that wants you back. Okay, so then it puts you in the position, you switch positions. You're now the more attractive one. Okay, You're the one who's got the options and the choice. Okay? Do I take them back or do I not take them back? You're now the one who has that power and those options. So that's something else that the no contact rule does. So it gives you that self-respect back. And also it gives you your self-respect back, even if they don't come back, because you're not contacting them anymore. You're not begging after them anymore. You're not chasing after them anymore. You've let them go. And it may seem like the right thing to do, to chase after someone who you want a relationship with when they've broken the relationship. But in reality, when you do that, even if you don't know it on a surface level, you'll know on a subconscious level, right, that this is not the self-respecting thing to do. It's making me look weak and needy and insecure. So the moment you stop doing that and you start applying no contact, you get respect back for yourself, regardless of if they come back into your life or not. Okay? So it gives you your self-respect back. Now, another cool thing that doing the no contact rule does, right, and it does for you, is it helps with your self-discipline, right, and your emotional self-restraint. Because if, let's say, for example, in the past you have, like I said, begged, pleaded, even though maybe you've even tried the no contact rule a couple of times, but the moment you actually really take it seriously and you do it forever, because maybe, let's say, for example, you started to apply the no contact rule, and then a week later you couldn't help yourself, you had to call them up, you had to message them, or maybe you was looking through their photos and you accidentally liked something, or, or like on Instagram or something like that, or you watched their stories, whatever it may be, right? Let's say that you said you wasn't going to do that, but then you did it. That doesn't make you feel great about it yourself. But when you start taking it seriously and you do start doing it and you have that emotional self-restraint, it teaches that. It teaches that self-discipline, okay? And that in turn also boosts your self-esteem up, makes you feel better about yourself as well. And another thing that the no contact rule does is that, and also breakups do as well, is that it gives you time. It gives you more time to do other things. Because if you're in a relationship with someone, then obviously you spend a lot of time with that person, and now you've got like a vacuum of time of what do I do now, because of this time was spent with them, or maybe it was, now the breakup's happened, it was spent on ruminating about your ex, right? So because you got to, when you start doing the no contact rule, and especially if you haven't been in contact with them for a while, well, you've been applying no contact basically, and you've been doing no contact for, let's say, just a few days or something like that. But in the past, you've used time. You've been using, let's say you've had activities that you've been doing. Maybe you've been watching videos on the no contact rule like this one. Or maybe you've been looking through their photos, or just spending time just thinking about your ex. When you start to do no contact, it's a good idea to stop doing those things as well. To stop doing those things. So that now that you've got this time, which used to be spent on them. Sorry, I'm not explaining this very well. But because you had time that you spent thinking about them, doing things about them, about your ex, right? You had old habits like looking through their photos, things like that, okay? But now you're doing no contact, you now have this time, right, that is empty because it used to be filled with that stuff. Okay, that's better, right? So what you want to be doing is, now that you've got all this free time on your hands, that was to do with a relationship or looking through their old photos and whatever it may be that you did to keep you stuck, you've now got time to focus on other things in your life, okay? So what no contact does as well is it gives you time. It gives you more time. It gives you time to focus on other activities that you enjoy, instead of messaging your ex all the time, or looking through their photos and ruminating and rereading old messages and overanalyzing things, or watching videos on the no contact rule. Yeah. So now you've got this time to spend on other things, right? So maybe you've got a dream of always starting a side business, or maybe you want to go to the gym more, so you spend your time doing that, or perhaps you want to do some other kind of hobby that really brings you a lot of joy and satisfaction and peace. Yeah? So the no contact rule also gives you space and time, right, to do other activities that make you feel good about yourself. Okay, so that's another thing that the no contact rule does. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Don't get back with your ex, okay, because usually an ex is an ex for a reason, okay. It's usually better to find and be with someone else. Unless, of course, you think that this whole breakup was just a huge misunderstanding. Usually that's the only time I would say it's okay to get back with an ex. If they thought that you did something when you didn't, or vice versa, you know, they thought that you cheated on them when you didn't. Something along those lines. If it was a misunderstanding that caused the breakup, then yeah, usually then it's okay to get back with an ex because it was just a misunderstanding. But usually it's not that. It's usually there's other things going on in the picture that you two just weren't compatible to begin with, and that's why you broke up, and that's usually the main issue, the root of the issue. So it's not always a good idea to get back with an ex, okay? So just move on, find someone else. It'll just be way better for you, okay? So if you'd like to get in touch with me personally, and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.